Hi, I'm Natasha Lockhart. Look at us. We have a new home. We are so excited to have a new farmhouse look.
I'm Stacy Beck. We have lots of topics to talk about today. Self-defense, the farmer's market, and the end of summer season.
And I'm Angie Murphy. We'll talk about learning to communicate better.
We're so excited to get going. Stay with us on Studio Chatter. Welcome to Studio Chatter. Well, finally it happened. Pete has been promising us a new set. We were starting to have our doubts.
Well, we sure were.
It was promised several months, but you know, COVID was happening.
Christmas in July. Truly, because we were hoping over the holidays we'd come back and it would be done. So,
yeah. Well, definitely.
The 24th inspired him, I'm sure.
Definitely worth the wait.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
It looks so good. So good.
I feel another 4 years ahead of us now.
Do you? And what can we get in 4 years?
We'll talk about that later.
All right. Yeah,
because I feel
too.
like it's been forever.
It really has. But how long has it been? A couple weeks?
Yeah,
3 weeks maybe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what has your July consisted of?
Gosh, it's a big blur.
I know. Yeah, 2 minutes.
A couple of rodeos, some parades, some performances, all sorts of things. So it's been crazy. I need a siesta.
That's a good one. What was your favorite thing about Fiesta Days, if there is one?
I think the Grand Parade.
Okay.
I mean,
and is it because you have the best seat in the house?
Probably because I have the best seat in the house and the best co-host.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that was a lot of fun. Yeah. And a lot of entries. It was very long.
I was going to say how many entries because I was out of town. Was it
114? But I think a couple no-showed.
Right. Yep. So I was going to say just over 100.
That's
you
so
can
fun.
Also watch it again.
I sure could
on
SF17.
I actually
YouTube.
watched like maybe 20 minutes last night just to see how my friends did. Natasha and Pete, you guys were fabulous.
I made sure that you were called out. More than once.
You sure did.
I was worried.
Pete said Stacy, and then you're like, "Where's Stacy?" Anyway.
Oh, good. I missed that. I need to go back and watch it.
Yes, you need to watch it.
Because then I can feel a part of it.
Yeah. California Girl, how was it?
It was so fabulous, guys. We did Disneyland for 2 days, and there was no fast passes. We were kind of worried. Mm-hmm. They say it was like at 50% capacity. I think it was more like 80-ish.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It felt pretty, but like, the only people wearing masks were the employees, and then they didn't ask about it, they didn't inquire about it, so that felt just really freeing.
Yeah.
But we had a great time. It made us kind of just focus on one park, and we kind of just cruised around the park and stayed in one, and then the next day we did California Adventure, and then we kind of moved back over to Disney for a couple hours. But it's so great to be there. I love it.
I know
everything
you do.
the same, like all the the churros and
we had a lot of food.
Are the Dole Whips still there?
Yeah. Okay, I didn't have a Dole Whip, but I'm not really into that because sometimes the lines are long. But I did, have a whole bunch of different things that I haven't had in years past. But the tricky thing about it was that you had to order the food on an app.
Okay.
And so you pull up to the restaurant and you have to order it on the app, and then sometimes it's not available for half an hour or 20 minutes, depending on how many people have pre-ordered. So that was tricky. Some of the stands, like the churros and stuff, you could just walk up and wait in line. But like the beignets, that area, we had to order it online and then get in line for them.
Okay.
So with kids, I mean, those differences that would have to cause a little bit of frustration.
Just a little bit, because you couldn't say we're hungry, can we? I mean, it didn't affect us too much, but a little bit enough that you had to kind of pre-think some stuff.
And then you went over to the beach.
And then after that, we went to the beach and stayed there for a week, and it was fabulous. And I didn't see any COVID signs of anything there, really. There's a few people wearing masks around town, but the beach was so nice.
Was it?
It was just good to be a family, decompress. We missed Mallory and Taylor. They had another trip planned, but it was good. And the kids were rock stars. Like my 2 little grandkids loved the water. And yeah, it was good.
Really,
so
really
I feel
hot?
like decompressed a little bit. It was needed. Yeah.
Was it super hot?
No, it was like in the 70s, guys.
No way.
75 was the high, which was so great. I mean, at the beach. At Disney, but it wasn't even that hot at Disney. I think it got like 90, but down the beach, like there was one day that was kind of cool. So.
Yeah, California beaches are always not what they're cracked up to be in our mind. We think, let's get to the beach, and then it's like,
Yeah. But 75 was still perfect. Like it felt, because of the water, you get that
that's true.
less than in degrees, but the sun is still shining, and it just felt nice. So.
Good. Welcome back to Spanish Fort.
I know.
And to work and all
thanks.
that.
So tell us about Fiesta Day, Stace, your favorite time.
You know, I think it was probably one of my best ones yet.
Really?
Like, I just don't think anything huge went wrong. Like everything,
Except for the crazy rainstorm I heard.
that was very big. But that,
not because
that will
of planning.
go down in my memory as one of my funnest rodeos I've ever been to. And I think it's because the bull riders and clowns called out the new councilman, Shane Marshall.
I saw that on IG.
A belly flop, and we were just all sitting together, and we were laughing so hard we were crying. And he was such a trooper, and it was he had never wore cowboy boots in his life. It was his first pair. He had never wore a cowboy hat. Like, this was a first. He's like, really? When you guys go to the rodeo, you dress up like a cowboy? And we're like, yes,
Yes,
Shane,
you
sure do. So when he was called out, he went, he did it, he owned it. And he really just said, there's a lot, it's just not water in that arena.
No.
By the time he got home,
He was
like stinking, and he literally took a hose and sprayed himself off. He was just.
Oh, I would. Or throw that stuff
like
away.
The next couple days, I was like, Anyway.
I thought that he was such a trooper. I did see that on Instagram, and then I was getting pictures like Hayden's dad was supposed to go to the rodeo that night, was sending us like videos and stuff. Guys, craziness here. The water was nuts.
Well, and we were like over at the arena, but then, being in touch like with the executive committee over at the park, and the booths all flooding, and everyone coming together and working together to just save the product and get things, inside the library and close things up. Like, it was just really cool to hear everybody working together.
I love that.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what makes an event special.
Yeah.
Is watching that community effort.
And I think it just will go down in history as one of the most memorable.
That's fun.
So it was a great Fiesta Days.
Yeah. Well, I think people were just really dying to come back together too, and somewhere to go and be together. And of course, the rodeo was sold out, but going to those vendor booths also, like really,
so good.
Oh, so good.
So what did you get? Because we haven't talked shopping.
There were some towels and some dish towels that are. I can't even tell you what they're made of.
I remember passing the booth.
Yes, and I talked to those adorable ladies, and I think they're actually going to come and join us.
Oh, that'd be great.
And there was some great jewelry, and we may have them in here also. But I scooped up some jewelry, some clothes, some household goods. There were some really. Did you see the doormats?
Yes, that booth was fun.
Yes,
Did you get some doormats?
Yes.
So there was a lot of different things, and it sounds like.
For me, it was the best craft fair.
Yes, it was good.
Sometimes it feels repetitive, like the same kind of
it was
T-shirts.
fresh. Like we bought hats for all the boys from Zapped Hats. He's our executive chairman, outgoing. Anyway, so Zapped Hats was great. I got this darling necklace. It's Utah, but they had every state with a little heart.
That is
and I got
so
a T-shirt
cute.
with Utah and the heart right in Spanish Fork. Like,
so cute.
Things, earrings.
Yeah, the poppets. Yeah.
Oh,
we took home way too many poppets, but it was very, very good.
Are the poppets like the, for example,
the little bubble poppets?
Oh yeah, it's like a plastic thing that you push the little things in.
Okay.
It's almost like the stuff that comes in like a package, like those popper bubbles. It's like that, but it's reusable.
I have one in my purse. I will show you later.
Okay.
Good stuff, guys.
Yeah, really great. Next on Studio Chatter, we'll talk about the importance of some self-protection. Stay with us. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Even though we live in one of the safest cities in Utah, that doesn't mean we should let down our guard. Let's welcome Gina Miller with Deep Half Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to our table.
Thank you so much.
Hello, Gina.
Hi.
First of all, I am surprised she said that so perfectly.
She did. Jiu-Jitsu.
job.
That's a tricky
She's
one.
a professional, that's fine.
Yeah. So Gina, tell us a little bit about you before we dive
Okay.
into the studio.
Me, I am a mom. I work as a librarian, and about 3 years ago, my husband decided that we needed to check out jiu-jitsu because my oldest son was in high school, and he decided he was done with wrestling but needed to do something different. So we found Deep Half Jiu-Jitsu here in Spanish Fork, and we went to it, and we took the whole family, so everybody got to go.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so me, my husband, my high school age, well, they were junior high at that time, junior high, and then my younger kids, and we all started with the kids class or the adult class, and then I loved it. It was fun. It's a little bit of chess, and it's a great workout, and so you have to think.
And it's a hard workout. My husband tried it thinking he's seen it on TV, MMA, he could do that. And he went to a class and threw up.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, wow.
He thought he could do like the main big stuff.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Mental and physical.
Yeah.
Like good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, explain the difference to me, because I only know how to say it. I know nothing about it. What's the difference between maybe karate, traditional?
Right.
I wouldn't even say traditional, because I just
Boxing,
don't know.
fighting,
Yeah.
or jiu-jitsu.
Different
is it
martial
like
arts
a
and
hybrid?
stuff.
What is it?
That's a great question. So jiu-jitsu is, Brazilian jiu-jitsu started with the Gracies, and it is focused more on self-defense. So it's not striking, it's not kicking, it's, unless you get into the sport, then that mixes in other stuff. But basic jiu-jitsu is focusing on more grappling. So you're dealing with submission holds, chokes, arm bars. It's, if you get in a street fight, stuff you're going to most likely resort to. Especially as a female, if you are in a situation where you're being assaulted and you have somebody on top of you attacking you, you know how to defend yourself and how to get out of a bad situation.
So did you you went with your family, you took one course? Is it like 8 weeks or a full year?
So it's kind of like a gym membership. You just, you go, you can, we did a family pass since there was a whole family.
Yeah.
And we just go, you can go, there's classes Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday mornings, and you can go to all of them, one of them, two of them, it's kind of whatever you choose.
Everyone's at different levels. So if you're there,
Yeah.
and then let's say Natasha wants to join, are you in the same class?
So the adults have classes Monday and Wednesdays from 7 to 9. So the class is from 7 to 8, and you're instructed by a black belt. And then open mat starts from 8 to 9, and that's where you can practice. If you're focusing on something, you can grapple, you can roll with other people and work on stuff and learn different people's styles and how to just defend yourself
kind of
and choke
everyone
people
could
out.
be in the same class on different levels, but then
Oh yeah.
kind of like aerobics, where you're like doing it low key or high. Is it kind of like that?
It's,
And you just learn as you go?
it's kind of like that. So we do have a belt system, and so you start with your white belt, and you earn stripes as you progress towards colored belts. Whereas in other martial arts, I believe you go pretty fast. Jiu-jitsu is a little bit slower, so it's more like a marathon versus a sprint, in that you really learn it. And
Where
it's
are
in depth.
you, Gina, in your marathon?
Me, in my marathon, I am a blue belt. So it goes white, blue, purple, brown, black, and then there's.
And you're like.
I'm a
going
blue.
Full board. You want your black belt?
You
Is
know,
that kind of your dream or your goal?
I'm not necessarily focused on belts.
Okay.
It's more just the journey.
I love that.
And the opportunity to just improve and get better. And I want to be the 80-year-old lady on the mat who can still choke out the young guys.
It's like that, isn't it a Nike commercial where this lady is breaking everything? It was like these records, and she's like 65 years old. And I do think it's good for the mental health. So what was it that really connected you and made you want to stay with the program or with the jiu-jitsu?
I think it's the challenge, because I like a good challenge. I like a good workout too, and I like coming out and being like, oh my heck, I am pooped. I'm so tired, but yet I feel great because it was fun. It has one of the best communities. They're some of the greatest guys and ladies that I I associate with. They're kind of like my extended family,
Yeah.
and in some ways they are my family because they're my jiu-jitsu family.
That's important.
And it's huge.
Is to find community in it.
Yeah.
But my husband really was into all out the MMA and everything. But I remember watching a documentary on the Gracies, and I can't remember details, but just that feeling of like I loved their energy, and I loved like their reasoning behind things, and how they kind of changed the sport of all that.
They have dramatically changed it. Yeah.
It's really neat.
Okay, let's take a look at one of these moves.
Okay, so if I'm in the parking lot heading to my car somewhere and somebody comes up behind me and grabs me, I can, with my left arm, I'm going to push down on his forearm. My right hand is going to wrap around and under, and I'm going to grab my own wrist. And then I'm going to press down, and I'm going to push my hips back. And then I'm going to rotate in and around and get him in a very uncomfortable position.
Love it.
So how do you go from like wrestling mom to going to the gym, you get hooked, and then are you actually part of the business now?
I donate some of my time, and
Okay.
I teach the Rumble Tumble class. That's Mondays and Wednesdays at 6
fun.
o'clock. So I teach the younger kids, the 7 to 9 age kids, and we go over the basics. We go over fundamentals,
Okay.
and all next month we're going to be going over how to deal with bullies, and if somebody pushes you down, how to fall in a way that you don't hurt yourself, and how to get away. And for the ladies, we'll be talking about how to avoid a bad situation, and then what to do if you're in a bad situation, and how to get out of it.
And these sound like very specific classes.
These are specific classes
Okay.
that we do in August.
Okay.
The women's self-defense class, and then the anti-bullying for kids. They're free to the public.
Oh,
Anybody,
really?
we offer them free to the public. They can come in, they can check out the gym, check out the classes, see if they like it, and if they like it like I did, they are welcome to stay and learn more about the other classes that we offer.
And where is it located, the gym?
So we are on Spanish Fork, Main Street. It's upstairs, kind of behind MVP Sports.
Yeah.
So we
Okay.
have a kind of a backdoor
Okay.
entrance.
I wanted to ask a little bit more about the women's program. Is it
Yeah.
just one night? Is it?
So it's going to be August 10th and August 17th.
Okay.
Those are, I believe, are Tuesday nights. And those are specifically for the women
And at what time?
at, I want to say 7 o'clock.
Okay.
I think it's 7.
Would you prefer pre-registration? Is it pre-registration?
No need to pre-register. You
Okay.
can just show up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Show up in your
Show up.
comfy clothes where you can.
In your
Not in
in your
this.
workouts. Don't come in a dress.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you participating in that class, or are you going
Yes,
to be helping
I will be
teach
there. I believe I will be helping teach it.
Okay.
I won't be the only instructor because there's a lot of other people who know far more than I do.
And will it be an hour, or should they plan on 2?
Come for an hour, and if it works out well,
Okay.
we can always go longer.
Where can our viewers find out more information?
So great source is deephalfbjj.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited. Thanks for
Yeah,
coming
that's
in.
fun. Thanks for
Both of
having
those
us.
are
Really
super
good.
important. Self-defense and anti-bullying going into August.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you so much.
Yep.
Thanks, Gina.
Thank you.
Coming up next on Studio Chatter, with the end of summer upon us, that means it's time for the farmers market. Stay with us. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Besides Fiesta Days, we love going to the farmers market, but there are some big changes this year. Welcome the Heather Youd, the president and CEO of the Spanish Fork Salem Area Chamber of Commerce, to our table.
Hi,
Welcome.
Heather. I feel like I need a drum roll. Like, where is it? Where is it?
I know. So
Oh,
big
yes,
news
new
this year-
location. Is that what we're
Yes.
drum rolling for? Okay.
Yes. Big news this year, we're moving the market. So as everybody knows, they're doing a whole bunch of construction with the library, and they're ripping out the parking lot where we normally have our farmers market.
Right.
So
That's tricky.
yeah. So we tried to work with the city and find a great spot, and I think we found one. So it's actually just straight west from where we were. It's right off of Center Street. There's an empty lot just across from the Justice Center, and so that's where we're going to hold it.
So past the high school stadium, and then just down a little bit more
just
on the
down,
right?
Just past the high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just past the
Awesome.
high school. So it's going to be really nice. There's a lot more room. The sidewalk is a lot wider because it utilizes the jogging path versus just the sidewalk. So there's a lot more room.
Are you going to try and get the people coming by to stay on the sidewalk more? Or will they be walking in the dirt? Or kind of a little
Yeah, I
bit?
wondered that as
So
well.
it will be like it was at the other location and have all the customers on the sidewalk. It's just that that's a lot wider now. So
And
there's a
so
little
they'll be
Yeah.
pulled up on the street to the
Yes.
sidewalk. Okay, perfect.
I envisioned them walking all through the dirt.
Me too.
no,
like
no.
a farm.
This is going to be
Yeah.
so fantastic.
Yeah, it will be really nice.
What does
So-
that mean? Will that open it up to more
Yes.
farmers?
Yes.
Okay.
Last year, because of COVID restrictions, we had to turn quite a few vendors away because we didn't have space. We have to have certain space in between. And those COVID restrictions are still in place this year. with the
Really?
yeah. with
Well, I
the
heard
state,
from
so-
Wendy Osborne that she was saying that there was some increased like restrictions and stuff. Are you guys facing that
So
as well?
it will, for us, it will be the same as it was last year.
Okay.
We do have to have 10 feet in between each vendor. And so we have to really spread out. So
That is
I just
quite
am
a bit.
so curious to ask why. I guess you don't know. You just
Yeah.
follow
They
the
said that
rules.
there was an increase,
I know.
another increase.
We could
you
go
know,
on a
Stacy.
whole other thing,
Yeah.
but
So does that still
10 feet is
mean
good.
one direction? And last year the vendors had to hand you the,
Yes,
the fruit and vegetables.
Yes, so they don't want anyone who handles money to handle fruit and vegetables, so they will have extra staff there. You should be able to pick your own vegetables. I don't remember seeing that restriction on the list from the
Okay.
state. However, if there's over 50 people, there will be masks that need to be worn and things like that. But it shouldn't need to be just one direction. So we should be okay.
are you already filling up, or is there still spots available?
There are still a few spots available. We actually have more than double the space that we would have had at the other place.
So how many
yeah.
did you have in previous years?
So
normally?
we usually average about 30, 35. So we have room for 90, I want to say.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
and are
So-
you still keeping like the same rules? It has to be like homegrown.
Yes, so it has to be produced in Utah.
Utah grown.
And it has to be SNAP eligible, which is kind of the
Food assistance?
food assistance program that the state does. So that way we can have anyone who comes there can use their SNAP benefits on anything that's there.
love it.
So we're trying to keep it a traditional farmers market. We have people call us all the time to sell jewelry, and we just don't want that at our market. We want to keep it a true farmers market.
Yeah.
That's our goal. So.
It's an expensive time of year because I go down there and drop, because we don't have a garden, so I'm just like buying up
me too.
everything,
Yeah.
and I come home and the counters are full, and the kids will come over and be like, "We love the fall. We finally have food all over the
It's
counters."
so
It's
good
so awesome.
though, because you're
Yeah.
walking in with bread and vegetables and fruit and the honey and florals.
And for some reason, I
yeah.
feel like it's all good for me, so I
I
can
know.
eat twice as much.
I can eat the bread and that bread.
Yeah,
and
because
that
it's
other kind of bread.
homegrown
I
from the farm.
Yeah, chips and salsa. Yeah,
That's always
salsa madre
intrigues
is always
Natasha.
a big draw. So we're happy that she's coming back to the market this year. We have quite a few bread vendors, a couple honey vendors, lots of fruits and vegetables.
And the
fresh corn on
pumpkins.
cob. Yeah, in the fall there will be pumpkins.
Perfect.
And it
So,
starts
July 31st.
July
So,
31st and goes till
October 30th. Yep.
Oh, this is just, as much as I hate to see summer go,
Right.
there's always fun things to look forward to in
Yeah.
each new season. And this is definitely
Yeah.
a big plus.
Yeah, I love the farmers market. I think it's probably one of my favorite things about my job. So.
What is there a new vendor that you're thinking this could be a really big hit?
We do have a couple new vendors. I know that there's a greenhouse that's from
Oh,
Leland, Benjamin area. I can't remember
Okay.
exactly. The Laughing Owl, so he's a
Yeah.
new one. There's
I
a
like
couple.
that idea.
So they have to sell like food type products. So
Okay.
it has to be something that can be eaten or seeds that can be
Okay.
grown to eat. That type of thing to qualify for SNAP. But yeah, they're planning on coming. And we have quite a few. We always have Volkers, which is a big draw. They're
Yes, it
a
is.
bakery from up in Camas.
I don't know Volkers.
Oh, you should.
Where you get your oil and dip your bread?
No, guys.
They have jalapeno
Maybe I
bread
do, and I just
also.
didn't know
Yes,
that's
they
the
do.
name.
Yeah.
That's very, very good.
Okay, because I have bought jalapeno bread down there, so
Yep,
it's probably
that's
them.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably them. And McMullen's Fruit is planning on coming again. Harvard's, Gordon Farms, they always have great corn on the
Yeah.
cob, and yeah. So we
Well-
have a lot of repeat vendors and a few new ones this year. So I think it'll be really great.
So what you're saying, it's time for us to start cooking again.
Yes.
We took the summer off.
Yep.
There's
Just
our-
buy it and slice it. We don't necessarily have to
okay.
cook.
That's right. Some of that stuff can be eaten raw. It's fine.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Good, good. Anything else new with the Chamber of Commerce? As an additional little plug while you're here.
Not really. We are really pushing for new membership, and
Okay.
we'd love to have those members who are already in the chamber volunteer to put in a little bit more time and serve on the board.
And what
So-
does that look like, serving on the board and helping out?
It's really just a way you kind of promote yourself as you go out and talk to other businesses and kind of help decide on how the chamber is run. So I work for the board, essentially, and so we just try and make the chamber grow, make the community better, and help grow your business at the same time. That's our goal.
Gotcha.
So,
And it's
That's
very
good.
rewarding, and it's all
Yeah.
about how much you put into it.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, good
So,
luck, Heather.
yeah, we're
Thank you.
excited.
Thank you.
And then do we have a little,
I know. It's,
We are doing, just on the farmer's market, we are starting a new promotion, which I'll give you guys some bucks that we're going to do just to
Okay.
kind of help draw people to the market. We're going to do some social media giveaways that you can use with any of the vendors down there, like $25 worth of just
Okay.
free fruits and vegetables,
So they're
bread,
farm
honey,
bucks?
whatever.
Is that what it
Yeah, they're
is?
called farm bucks.
Oh, cute.
So we'll do them on social media. We'll give you guys some, and
and
Studio
we'll
Chatter
do it
can
on
give
our
it away.
social media.
Yeah.
So viewers, make sure you're following us on Facebook or Instagram, because that first week or two in August, we'll give away some farm bucks.
Yeah.
$25.
Yep.
Thank you, Heather.
Yeah.
yes, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
Yeah, we're
Love
excited.
the market.
Thank you.
so much. Coming up on Studio Chatter, it's time again for a changing of the seasons. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. We just barely got through July and we are already changing seasons. Where did it all go?
Oh my gosh.
Let's don't go all the way into fall, but really, like after Fiesta days, and I feel like my summer trips, I feel like it starts to feel like
It
fall
shifts.
a little bit.
But you don't have
or your
back to school
focus.
shopping.
I mean,
No.
Bo, I'm sure will want me to purchase him some things, but it's not the same pressure, I don't think.
No.
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 Like college is easy. We got him sign up for his classes, and now he just has to go.
Yeah, yeah,
and do
good
it on
luck.
his own.
Yeah.
It's a different feeling. It's kind of like fly.
And football.
Yeah.
You were Booster Club president
Right.
last year, so this year you just
Bo
get to
is
go.
helping to coach the 9th graders.
Oh, cool.
So that's been fun. He just started that. I mean, they started a couple weeks ago, but we're on vacay, so he's just gone the past couple, and so that's been really fun for him.
Yeah.
He's like, should I wear my helmet and like go in? Settle down, cowboy. Just go have a good time. But so we'll go help out a little bit, and Taylor's going to be the announcer still in the new stadium,
Okay.
and
Oh, cool.
it's you guys, it's gorgeous.
I can't wait
You
to
need
go.
to go
I'm gonna
check
go
it
to some
out.
football games.
Yeah.
But you're settling into all of your new things too.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah. New job is feeling more settled and good. And
The baby's
yeah.
now a couple months old.
Babies are doing well, and we're going to bless them next month. So.
Speaking of babies, that's my plans in August. We have 2 babies coming.
Oh, yeah.
That's
So I think that
right.
should
It's
keep
baby
me,
season.
yeah, it should keep me busy this next month, and the bow hunt.
And
so
the bow.
my husband and the boys will be out hunting. The girls will stay home taking care of
Nesting
the.
and-
I really like that.
That kind of like takes
that
us back
feels like
$3,000, 3,000 years ago, huh?
Yeah, it does.
What, men, go hunt. We will
We
care for
will care
children.
for Test days. That's funny.
I like it. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that.
So you have school shopping on your radar.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, we've looked a little bit. I'm not, I don't stress out about it as much as I used to. I feel like little boys are easy. So,
Yeah.
a few jeans, some tops.
You could
gunners,
kind of buy
good
it
to
for
go.
them, and
yeah,
they're kind of
totally.
fun.
I mean, really, that was probably the one great thing that came out of COVID, because I'm like, these are your choices, and they just,
Yeah.
here's your online
Right.
choices. We can just do it that way. And really, I'm not super into buying like the heavy sweaters or the coats.
Right.
Do you remember when our moms used to do that?
Always.
And you'd go like in August in a big
in a sweater, and then the next day you're wearing your summer clothes.
Right.
And I was like, let's
feel
just
like
wait
that
till
happens.
September, October,
Yeah.
and then start buying.
Do
it.
a little more shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of that mom.
Have an outfit for the first day or two.
Yeah.
A couple of outfits
Yeah.
for the first
Some
week.
new
Because I
shoes.
feel like we've just bought new summer clothes, like June-ish, and then we're turning around, and
Yeah.
they really can use that
And
for a
it's
little
hot
bit.
through September.
Yes, I
It is.
agree. And my little gal in particular, wow, shoes are just, she's so picky. So
Oh, I was going
I
to say,
wonder
shoes
why.
are her thing.
they can be and they cannot be.
Okay.
So she's just ultra particular. So
But I love talking to you about shopping because you love Walmart too.
I
like
do.
you're Miss
I-
Fashionista, you love clothes and shoes, but you are not like
All
just
over the place.
Nordstrom. It's like Walmart, Target, Nordstrom,
I love
like
all of it.
it.
I mean, I do. I love all of it. And it's kind of funny that you mentioned Walmart because they have brought Justice for Girls into Walmart. So
Wow.
they did it last year and they did it again. They've stepped up their game. So it is not horrible.
I think
to
that was
shop.
really wise of them.
Yeah.
Do you
super.
shop Walmart online or go into
Both.
the?
I've
Okay.
done both. So it's
I'm
not.
gonna check out Justice for Girls because
And
I have a
was-
6-year-old granddaughter.
She
and
would
I'm like,
love it,
oh.
and Millie would too. And I've been following the Retail Cheapskate, and she's on IG, and she posts all these fun finds from Walmart, and it's clothing. And you guys, darling stuff that
Yes.
looks expensive that she's finding for $10, $16.
Yes.
Wow.
So,
For moms too.
yeah.
Okay.
The trick though is if you like it. If
Buy
you,
it.
Yes, if you see it, you like it, you buy it. You
Okay.
do not wait because I swear,
Walmart's in and out.
Yes, it's like Costco too. So
Okay.
if it's a good find, you get it and you go.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
Because we don't have kids going back to school, but not only is it back to school, it's back to
Real
dance
school,
or
yeah.
Parks and
Yes.
Recs. See, like, what are the kids doing right now?
So we're kind of in the end of summer lull for us. So all of
Enjoy.
Yes. So Gunner is on a soccer team, so that will start again, and Barrett's in dance again, so all of that will start again. But the fun thing that we did this summer, I'm super excited about this. Are you following the Summer Olympic Games at all?
Yes.
No.
Yes?
Yes,
Yeah?
I am.
Okay.
I love them.
Okay, so we're kind of into the Olympics, but I don't know if you remember the very end of the school year last year, Barrett was doing some skate testing, some figure skating
Yes.
testing to finish so that she could be on an ensemble. So she's going to the National Figure Skating Championships with an ensemble team in Fort Collins, Colorado at the first week of August actually to skate. They're doing like a Peter Pan. It's kind of like a little Disney on Ice type group skating thing that she's been doing. And then there's 2 Olympic gold medalists at Peaks Arena this week that she's taking some lessons with. So Michael Bravante and Mariah Nagasu
neat.
are here
Oh my
teaching lessons.
gosh.
So yeah, we've just in these in between seasons. It's been
That is
kind
so
of
fun.
Oh,
That's really exciting.
Keep her in that. That can.
That's just something unique and different. Not everyone
We've
does
had a
that
lot
or
of fun
can
with
do
that.
it.
So yeah.
So you'll head to Fort Collins here
US,
in the
yeah,
next.
and then so rounding out the summer in Colorado.
That's
Oh,
fun.
that's fun. I remember we did an Olympics party at my house, like back Winter Olympics, maybe 2 winters ago. So
I kind of remember
yeah,
that.
we
Uh-huh.
just did like at-home little competitions. It was so much fun. So if you need to think of something to do with the family, and you just make up their, put them in pairs or.
That's a cute idea.
don't
Well,
know.
we're doing Jungle Cruise party night on Sunday.
fun.
Malante bought a projector and a big screen.
Yay.
So we're going to come dressed in Jungle Cruise attire and have tinfoil dinners and watch that in the backyard. So.
You're gonna watch
Fun.
Jungle Cruise?
Because it comes out on Friday, so we're gonna buy it off of Netflix or Prime, and then show it in the backyard with the
Oh my
grandkids.
gosh.
So I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
That's
Because it's
fun.
hard to take everyone to the theater sometimes with the littles.
Yeah.
They just
well,
like to run.
So fun.
Enjoy
Yeah.
the rest of it. It's gonna be
Likewise.
It goes
It's gonna be
fast.
so
Yeah.
fun. Communication is vitally important in any situation. Stay with us for more on this. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. If you are needing to connect better with your team, try better communication skills, please welcome Jessica Devenish, CEO and founder of Prime Payment Processing, executive coach, and the author of Called to Lead. You are one busy woman.
Almost as busy as Stacy over here.
Oh, stop.
Almost.
No.
Almost.
No, I
With
listen
your
to you.
city council, I'm
Oh.
like, go girl.
Well, you are
Almost.
just awesome to come and chat with us because I'm listening to your podcast, following you on social media. When you posted last night that, not last night, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, that your book's out, I'm like, hey, Jessica, come join us.
I know, and when she texted us, this is who I'm getting, and she's like, this could be a Connie. So Connie is someone we have come back
Do you
all
know
the
Connie
time.
Sokol?
She's
I
amazing,
need to know
but
her.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you're going to become a regular,
Oh,
just
well,
so
there
you
you
know.
go.
Yeah.
We've
Yes.
got a lot to talk about.
Someone that we can lean into and learn from and take all kinds of knowledge bits from.
Yeah,
right.
So this is good
Yes.
stuff.
So first,
no
tell us a little
pressure.
bit about you personally, who you are, like your family, just a little tidbit.
Well, born and raised in Old Mapleton, Utah, right? My maiden name is Carnesecca, and I live on Carnesecca Court.
I love it.
So I am neighbors. We call it the Carnesecca compound, the hood, AKA the hood.
Appropriately so.
Right?
Yeah,
You know our
yes,
family
yes.
of Mapleton hood.
Yes,
yes.
I've been there and it's a good hood.
Yes, yeah. So I live next door to my two sisters and my parents, and we just love it. It's awesome. Now, with all my kids, I have 5 kids, and with all nieces and nephews, it's like,
Where are you going to put them? They're going to
we're going to have to
move
pick up
in.
the hood
Yeah.
and maybe move somewhere else. But
Totally.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mapleton's just home.
And what I loved about one of your recent posts about family is, I mean, you guys are together a lot. You grew up working for your parents. The kids worked together. You are a very, very tight family. But one of your posts said, this is intentional. Like, we have to work at this. And it's so true because some people just,
they have a
you-
close
yeah,
family.
you guys
They
are
all
just
get along,
lucky.
right?
We're not lucky because I'm sure there's fights
Yeah,
and
oh,
disagreements.
Of course.
Right.
I always say, if you're not fighting, then are you really communicating? Like, do you have a pulse?
Right.
Yeah.
Because
agree.
if you're
I
communicating
would
with
totally
your people,
agree.
you're not always agreeing.
Yeah.
I just
There's
heard that in your
moments-
podcast, and I love that.
I loved it. Just be intentional. Do you have like once a month where it's just your parents and the siblings meet for
We
coffee?
call it Carnesecca Coffee.
Just once a month.
Once a
just
month.
where it's just the original.
Because it's interesting, now that I don't work at the office with my sisters and my parents, it's interesting how we, even though we're neighbors, there a week will go by and I don't see
You're
them
busy.
until Sunday dinner.
Right.
And so and then when we are together with the family, we have kids and
Oh, yeah.
spouses and friends and grandbabies and all the things.
Right.
So once a month, just the 5 of us, we call our hashtags the Fab Five. And so we just get together and have coffee and just catch up.
And I think you said, and I don't even like coffee, and they still invite me.
They still invite me.
See, I mean,
I know.
just
They're,
I
they're
just
convinced
love.
that one day I'm going to get to like coffee.
It's like
but
Diet
not
Coke
gonna
with me with people. I'll convince
With
them.
enough cream and sugar, maybe.
Maybe.
But no, I think that that's really important because I've noticed that as we've gotten grandkids and we get together, like we were just on an extended family trip, how you kind of have to focus on like
Yeah.
your kids and your grandkids and that experience. So sometimes we forget to connect as siblings as well.
Yeah.
So we did one night out during this trip where we
Oh, I
just
love
went to
that.
dinner,
For
just the
siblings.
adults, and
Yeah.
it was good. Yeah, it's good to connect
Yeah,
in
it's
different
fun.
ways.
It's interesting to just see what's going on and talk about our kids and work. And now that I don't work with them every day, I don't know what's going on at the office.
Yeah,
and they
right.
don't know what's going on in my business world unless I post it
Right,
on Facebook or
right.
Instagram. And so
They're like,
That's how we
what?
find
then
out.
we just get caught up on all the things. So I love it.
So that's your family,
Okay.
and then you have your business. But not only do you have a business, you have like little arms of just hobbies and desires and interests and love. Like,
So you had a
Tell
business
us.
and then it's ebbed. So how did that happen and what was
Yeah,
that?
so I worked for my father when I was 15. He owned a collection agency. And then I went to work for him. And then just through a series of events, he sold that company. I left, started doing some other things, and clients were calling saying, hey, it's not the same since you're not there. And so I went to my dad and said, I think we should start another collection agency. And so we started again in like 96. And then in 97, I had my first baby. My husband started his construction company and I started CheckNet in the same week.
Oh my heavens.
Wow.
because that's how life is sometimes. We're
Insanity.
crazy. Yeah.
Insanity. I took like 4 days off when I had my first baby.
Oh my
I had
gosh.
just bought this company. The sale just happened to go through at the exact same time.
Wow.
So
you
then
just have
I
to
did
roll.
that with my family, as you know, with CheckNet
Uh-huh.
for 20 years. And then we brought on credit card processing somewhere in the mix because we were doing a lot of check collections. So credit card processing was it just made sense.
Right.
And then in like 2014, I just had this epiphany that I wanted to write a book. I wanted to speak. I wanted to teach. I wanted to coach. And with all my business experience, I was kind of doing that. Like I was having clients come and teach about culture and things because they loved our office culture. If you've been there.
Yes.
I mean, we're kind of
Yeah.
known for we're a debt collection agency, so you know.
It could be very like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so it's an important part of the economy to have that business, but it's a tough business.
Right.
So we really had to work hard to create a culture that people loved.
Yeah.
So we were kind of known for that. So I would go and teach at my clients' businesses about culture, and I wanted to do more of that. So when I
Just
went to
felt-
the family and said, I know this is crazy, but I really want to do this, and it was like, what? And it was hard. It was really hard for me to leave.
I bet.
Well, the thing I think interesting about you is because you're the oldest sibling, you're kind of the natural born leader, you're the entrepreneur of the family. So you're 15, you kind of take hints from dad, you learn the business, you start the business, and then it seems very natural for you to kind of start doing all of these things and start the coaching. So now you're a part of this book, you're co-author to this book called To Lead. What is your part in this book? What are you teaching?
What am I teaching? Well, the woman who put this book together, she's an international speaker.
Okay.
And she had the idea to create a business book for women written by women. Because there's lots of business books for women, but not of this nature.
Well, and I love that it has so many in there too.
Such a variety of
Right.
women, like expertise, varieties of industries, like it reaches the gamut. So there's 5 sections in the book. The power of being called to lead, the power of self-mastery and leadership, the power of influential leadership, the power of emotions and the mind in leadership, and the power of leadership love. So the
Oh,
book has
wow.
5 segments.
And do you hit on each one of those personally,
No.
or you're in a
No,
section
so
of that?
we were tasked with writing, there's 4 parts. We write our story, our passion, in 1,500 words.
That's hard.
Our story, our quote, our advice, and then steps, action steps. So it's like a workbook for women.
Okay.
So they can take it and
Oh my
actually
gosh, I
use
So if that
it.
story connects to you,
So
you're
I
gonna like dive in.
I just
and-
wrote my story, my quote, and my action steps, something that I was passionate about, and then it ended up in the power of leadership love, which is
So
perfect
she
for me.
chose.
Yeah,
so
that
she
is.
chose.
So do you remember your quote by
Yes.
heart, or what is it?
Oh, now I'm like blank.
I know, because I've done that to you.
Our infinite potential. See, now I'm blank.
You can look at it.
Now I'm blank.
Yeah, go
And I
find
have
it.
our potential is infinite when we unleash our creative power with a grateful heart.
Say it again.
Our potential is infinite when we unleash our creative power with a grateful heart.
Wow.
So giving
That's
back.
deep.
It is deep.
But you're deep.
I am deep.
You are.
There's nothing
like,
surface about
I
me.
have learned just so much from you. Like, oh my gosh, this woman is just like. You
But I
get
love
to
that.
the
If your
depths.
heart connects to it and you're feeling that gratitude towards life in general, people gravitate towards that. They can feel that. That's a genuineness.
Yeah, I really feel like if our intention is coming from a place of love, like attracts like, and you
Right.
just.
Right.
Yeah.
So in answer to your question, I wrote about just the 3 things that I think create a good culture.
Okay.
Is the gift of creativity.
Which you
first
definitely
is,
have,
First is the
yes.
gift of gratitude, because I feel like without gratitude, nothing else
True.
can
Yep,
manifest.
okay.
Because we're either coming from a place of abundance or fear.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yep.
so gratitude really helps magnetize, the abundance of our
Focus
life.
on that.
Yeah. So if we're grateful, then, how can you be in a place of lack?
Right.
So the gift of gratitude, the gift of creativity. So the idea that as leaders, we certainly have rigid processes and, we have things that have to take
Our
place.
OCDs, yeah.
But if we don't give our team members or our people the creative faculty to make decisions, then they're not going to be happy in that environment for very long.
And they're the ones that usually allow us to grow.
Yeah,
and
they're
see
meeting
things
with your
differently.
clients. They're the face of your clients. So if they don't have the autonomy to make a decision by their own creative faculty, then they're not going to feel satisfied in their job.
Yeah.
And then the third is just the gift of communication. And I'm all about communication. Crucial Conversations is
Yeah.
kind of like my jam. I'm actually
Really?
writing an online course for Crucial Conversations. Because
That's a deep book. Like reading that, I'm like,
Yeah.
woo, that's, wow.
Well, and it's super important. And I think that we've all kind of started in on your podcast and even the crucial conversations that you've had to have, even being in business with your own family in the beginning, to have those and then have to go to lunch after the fact.
Yeah.
Right.
Like they have to happen in business world and personal world, and having those conversations are very difficult sometimes,
Yeah.
but they have to happen.
Well, I think if you want to have a good relationship with your family long term, if you don't, then you just stuff and stuff and stuff, and then all of a sudden you're
There's
holding
some
resentment,
anger.
and there's anger and there's angst, and perhaps the other person has. It's often that I will bring something up to my family, or they will come to me, and I had no idea
Right. That
I
you
had
affected
said
them that
something or
way.
affected them in a
Right.
negative way.
But if you keep stuffing,
yeah.
then no one knows and nothing gets better.
Because
So
one
I
of
do
the,
love that.
at case in point, my daughter, Courtney, her suicide attempt is in the podcast. I don't know if
Just
you've
been
gotten to that
listening to that.
episode.
Touched
Yes.
on that.
And so she knew I was going to share the story, and we're actually writing a book of our perspective on mom and daughter. So the book will have my perspective and her perspective, because it's fascinating when we talk about like the night that she left. Our perspectives are totally different.
Right.
Oh my
Isn't that
gosh.
crazy? You can experience the same experience, but totally different. Yeah.
So we're writing a book because I was such a lonely place, and that's a whole nother conversation. But I just want I want to create a book, a place where moms and parents can go if they've been through anything like that.
Because a lot of times when you're in the midst of those kind of problems, you don't know where to go.
Oh, I have
it's
no
your
idea.
first time experiencing it. So it's good to have.
Well, and I felt like such a failure as a mom
Yeah.
that I had done something to get her to that place. So I mean, people didn't know. No one knew but my real immediate circle.
Well, I love in the podcast, I think you mentioned like that one of the therapists or something said, tell me about something great that your other daughter has done. And smiling,
Yep.
whatever, and she goes, do you take like ownership? Is it because of you that she was able to succeed? And then you're like, no, it was her. And it's like, so why the failures become ours as well? Why do we do that to ourselves? I love that.
Yeah, that was a
That was a-
powerful shift for me.
Yeah.
But she had come to me and said, Mom, there's something that you said in that podcast that I don't agree with. So I love that we've created a place as a family that she can come to me and we can have that conversation, and I can
Yeah.
explain to her my perspective of that moment and her perspective, and then we have just a deeper understanding.
Yeah.
So Jessica, I thought you just wanted to like write a book, check, you're done. No.
This book
is
wasn't
book
even
one.
on my list. This
Right.
book came to me.
So this, you wouldn't even say this is your book,
No,
because it's not
no.
like from your creative mind. You have one or two more books in the works.
2 more books in the works.
So one with your daughter, and then another
The
one.
other one is just called Defining Moments. It's just my life story and the defining moments of my life that kind of pivoted and changed
Okay.
the
Do you
direction
love
of my
to
life
write?
lessons. I do.
Have you always journaled?
I have.
Okay. My
Oh,
daughter
and a
does
third
too.
book. I'm actually writing a journal book. Because if you follow me on Instagram, you know I love quotes. That's
Right.
kind of my
Yes.
thing. So my idea is to write a book where there's a quote, and then I will ask you some reflective questions, and then
Okay.
you journal about them. Because I really feel passionate about the power of journaling. So
I,
yeah, that's
I
3.
do think that there's a power in that, and I don't like to journal because if I miss a day, then I feel like I've got to start over again. You know what I mean? I'm just
You
so
need to
bad
just
that
get over
way.
that, 'cause-
So when I did that Instagram that forced me to
Yeah.
kind of journal
Yeah.
for a year, it was so healthy for me. But it like made me have to do it, and so I don't know. There's something about putting it on paper, and there is a reflection and healing and
Yeah, there's a
comfort that
cathartic
comes with
release,
it.
I think, that happens when it goes from your head to your heart and to.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree with that. And then looking back on it and reading those words out loud sometimes really powerful.
And as I'm writing my book, who knew that all these journal entries that I've had for years
Would come
be
into-
part of that?
Right.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't the intention.
So let's jump. We only have a couple more minutes. Podcast.
Okay.
Like, where did that come from? How new was it? Like, it's pretty new.
Did that come to you too?
And your co-host, a little bit how that connection
We just
was.
recorded episode 12 this morning.
Okay.
And my friend Amanda, she just said, let's do a podcast. She had done one before. I said, what are we going to talk about? She said, I don't know.
Stop.
So I came up with the idea, what is personal is universal. Because I think we're all more alike than we are different.
I love
Stories
that.
connect. And so that was the
It's
whole
so
idea
true.
of the
It is
podcast.
so true. I mean, even just the couple that I'm in, that these girls are in, just even listening to the parenting stories, because I'm a bit behind in parenting, but you listen to that, and there's just so much reflectiveness. And I think there was one thing, my takeaway from that was, if there's one thing that another parent hears and learns that in this, just listening to this experience, then I've shared. Then, and that's fantastic.
And that's my goal. You'll know what will resonate with you and you and you, and from one story, all different perspectives.
Yeah,
Well, and
love
you
that.
recommended some books in one. I think you recommended like 5
That's
in
our
one
book
podcast.
reader.
So I'm halfway done with Untethered Soul.
Oh, yes.
Holy cow! I'm like, this is deep
Isn't
too.
it deep? Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I'm just like more surface reading. So I'm like, oh, whoa, oh, this is good.
So all
and
like the
I'm
deep
listening
stuff.
to it, and I'm the type that like, if I have a self-help book like this, I will, when I read it, I will have a pen and a highlighter, and I just write all over in my book. So
Oh, yeah.
now I need to buy the Untethered Soul and go back through it and
That book's
write
deep.
away.
That
That is
book's
deep. That's good.
That's my
Good
life,
stuff.
Stacy.
Oh gosh.
Whoa.
And thank goodness, because we're getting all this gift of love from
Yes.
you.
And we knew this was going to happen. We knew that we were only going to scratch the surface
But
today.
you are
Have to
doing a
come back.
giveaway.
Yes.
Yeah.
With your book,
I brought
right?
2 books.
Okay.
I bought one for each of you, and then 2 to give away to your readers,
Okay.
however you want to do
Yes.
that.
So viewers, make sure you're following us on social media because that's where we're going to do a giveaway on Facebook or
stuff.
Instagram.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
And
you
this
so
lady is
much.
fabulous.
Yeah,
Good,
follow
good,
her.
good stuff.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.
There's more studio chatter coming up. Welcome back. We made it. So, with our new home here, did it feel any different?
Yes.
Yes.
It did,
feels
right?
new and refreshed, or I don't know, something like the environment.
Well, and our viewers wouldn't know because we used to face this way with the wall.
Right.
Now we face this way. Now we can see Pete, our producer. Hi, Pete.
And
So-
we have this TV screen now that we can see of ourselves, so we're constantly
Yeah,
moving,
We're more
fixing
aware.
ourselves.
I think.
Yeah.
We're more
But I like
aware
it.
of our
It feels
surroundings.
more open, almost like we have a live audience.
Yeah,
or
I
something.
totally love it. I'm
I do
excited.
too.
And I
It's very
think when we
fresh.
watch it, it's going to look really good
Yeah.
back here.
I agree.
So I think we had great guests for our new
really great
set.
Yeah, we did.
So have you ever taken karate?
No. Bo has.
Have you?
Not jiu-jitsu either.
I don't even know if I could say the word.
You can.
But the self-defense
Yes,
part of it seems really awesome.
yeah, I
and he was
agree.
telling me off camera that they'll have the women practice with other women so they don't feel quite as, intimidated
Right.
or uncomfortable. And then they can practice with a man if they choose to for some of those courses.
Great
So,
class, especially it's
yeah.
free.
Right.
That's
and
awesome.
the bullying for the children, I think
Yeah.
that's an important
Great
education
timing.
too. Yeah.
Great timing.
They were great.
Yeah, it was fun to have Jessica come on, and it's so crazy. I don't think we talked about on air, like her connection with you goes, 30 years? Her connection with me is like 16, and her connection with you maybe 2.
Right.
All different
Right.
stages
But yet
of
we
life.
know the same people and we've intermingled and how
But here
great
we are,
it is.
came together to learn from her.
Yeah.
And she's amazing. I feel like we will have her back again and again.
Yeah, we
she's
could
got a
just
lot there.
Choose a topic.
Yeah.
And just dive right into
And
it.
I really like her energy. It's a soft, a kind, a healing sort of.
Well, literally
presence.
everything she touches is magic. And I think, if you choose to follow her on Instagram, if you don't already, but she's been really successful in business and in her family life and now in coaching. Like it's really awesome to be
Yeah.
surrounded by those types of women especially
Yeah.
that have been so successful.
But it's taken a lot of work.
Yeah.
Oh, so much work.
So much work, it just doesn't land in your lap.
Yep,
No,
correct.
it doesn't.
yeah.
Okay, so who's going to the farmer's market?
Well, of course we know. Yes, and I've got to go
Saturday.
check out the bread and see if it's the bread I've always done.
I'm
yeah,
sure
and then
it
get the
is,
oils
yeah.
with
Okay,
it, because you can't do one without the other. You
Okay,
need to dip.
I will, and then I'll be going back for pumpkins at the end. I always love doing that. Getting
I'm
some fresh
excited. I'm so
veggies.
excited for the new location. I think it's going to be fabulous.
I think making it grow and bigger, that's
Yeah,
exciting
I
too.
think they're going to think, do we really want to move back to City Hall next fall?
They may not.
Yeah,
Unless
we'll
there's
see.
more space.
And then before you know it, we'll be at the corn maze
know,
and
we
doing
will
all
be.
the fun things.
You guys.
Crazy.
Let's not talk about it though yet. Let's
not yet.
Let's enjoy the end of the summer.
98-degree weather.
Yep.
You got it.
A few more swimsuit times.
Thanks for being here with us. We hope you enjoyed the program. Tell a friend about us.